Welcome back to Conspiracy Creeps. We are on episode 3, and today we are going to be talking about
Deja vu.
deja vu. Today I have a special guest with me. I have my lovely girlfriend.
Aww.
You don't have a name?
Aaliyah.
Jesus Christ.
You could have just said my name.
No.
My name's Aaliyah.
And we are going to be talking about deja vu today. This video was, well, not video, this thread was brought to us by Nick Hinton on Twitter. His ad name is NickHinton on Twitter. But as usual, you can just get started with these conspiracy theories. You ready?
Right.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Deja vu.
Let's
Put your glasses on.
Yeah.
Deja vu. Okay. Deja vu. I said that's so weird. Deja vu is a French phrase that means already seen. It is usually used to refer to the feeling that one has already lived through the present situation. It seems to me that more and more people are claiming to experience this feeling, but many are confused about what it means.
Wow, I really didn't know that.
What?
That it was French.
Me neither. I mean, hear the word though.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. I couldn't even sit here in front.
I didn't know it had an origin.
All right. There are many possible explanations for deja vu, and in this thread, I will discuss a few of my most interesting findings. My personal favorite is the theory that we are remembering a past life. Suppose we are being reincarnated a near infinite amount of times. The script and the actors are all the same. They're just different costumes and scenery. Bro, that's mad weird. But to me that also makes sense too. Like, the only reason you will be able to see that is because you already lived it. But it's just you lived it in a different life. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you.
But it's just we don't know which life it was coming from. But that also don't make sense either, because why am I also seeing this the exact same way it's happening right now? Because if it's in the past, who the fuck had an iPhone in their hand in the past? Who had an iPhone in their hand? iPhones just came out not too long ago.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. He said it's an infinite amount of time, so continue. There's actually a lot of evidence to support reincarnation. There are many documented cases of children accurately describing things from the past that shouldn't be able to know. They shouldn't be able to know. If you are interested in these stories, check out the book Children Who Have Lived Before.
That's actually cool. I should look into that. I don't know how I feel about that.
The book?
No, how I feel about reincarnation. How do you feel?
I thought you was like into like the Buddha stuff.
I am, but like I'm interested into it as I'm like, I like that he had discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that aspect of it, but like the reincarnation part of it.
So you don't think that people will come back as something or themselves again?
No.
Or as something else?
I don't. Cause if that was the case, like whatever they came back as, like okay, like let's say you come back as something, right? You're a fucking animal. You're just something. You're gonna go back to your natural environment, and you're gonna be near
But say if
whatever, like was close to you, a loved one or whatever. And I feel like if that was the case, somebody would eventually catch on to that. If you're a different person or whatever, let's say you came back as a different person. If I came back, I died, and I came back as another girl, and I seen Chad, I'm like, bro, I'm your girlfriend. Like, I'm back. I'm just in a different body. So what up? You got two of me.
But there was actually people that actually had that. Like they were saying, oh fuck. There was people that actually said they came back. It was like this one story. This is verbatim. Like I can't remember like word for word.
Mm-hmm.
But she was basically like saying like how she remembered this, and she was like, you're not my mom. She's like, I remember what she looked like. She said she had the name and everything, and like the mom, like the actual mom, didn't believe her, but she looked up the name, and this person was from like the 1800s. Like this person lived hella long ago. Like, but and she remembered like how many kids, like she had brothers and sisters. She remembered all the names and everything. But I was like, she could have easily looked that up, but she could have like, but how do you know this from like the names, like the names, mom, dad, like uncles, like bro, how did you know all this? So I just think that's weird that she knew all that.
Yeah, I think it's a little weird, but like you said, there's a 50% chance that she probably looked that shit up.
Exactly, she could have just easily looked that up.
Yeah.
But
read about it, you know, some shit like that.
but continue. If this is the real case, you undoubtedly encountered the same person, same people, and situations before, perhaps many ages ago. Your mortal brain wouldn't remember, but your eternal soul would. It's very tiny. I'm not going to read that, but it's Tucker's hypothesis on how reincarnation could exist. Those words are very tiny, so I'm not going to read that. I don't feel like putting my glasses on. Maybe you felt some lesson you were supposed to learn, and now the universe is nudging you to react differently this time around.
Of course, that happens every day.
What?
In lessons that you need to learn, and they happen to you again. Like, shit, you do something stupid, that shit's gonna bite you in your ass. You ever heard of karma? Because that's what it is.
Yeah, but I don't think they're talking about in karma aspects. I'm thinking they're talking more like you were supposed to react a certain way to something, but you chose to do a different thing. So now we about to put your ass back on the earth so you can do it the way that.
Oh, and then like you died and now you're coming back to life.
Like you didn't, like you were supposed to accomplish something, but you died before that. So now we got to put you back on here to go accomplish that, so you can die peacefully or however the situation is supposed to go.
Right.
Like that's what I think they're getting at. Is like
okay,
you didn't complete what you were supposed to do the first time around. And you're not gonna die fully until you do what you were brought here to do.
Right.
Physicists theorize that the universe began with the Big Bang and will end with a big bounce, thus starting the process of creation and destruction all over again. This modern terminology sounds a lot like the cycle of death and rebirth to me. Legendary philosopher Frederick Nietzsche, I'm just gonna murder that, also wrote about similar concepts, and Ecce Homo Nietzsche, I'm gonna say that's his name, writes about the eternal reoccurrence, the idea that over an infinite period of time, everything recurs infinitely. His solution, amor fati, or to love one's fate. And his quote is, "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it. All idealism is," I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that, "in the face of what is necessary but beloved." I ain't just gonna slaughter some words in this, I can already tell. Ecce Homo was the last book Nietzsche wrote before going insane. I find it interesting. This book was written in 1888 and published in 1908. If you follow me for a while, you'll know 8 is the number of times, hence why it looks like an hourglass. The idea that time, I am just about to butcher so many words. Yeah, you read, bro, because I'm about to butcher so many words.
Alright, so it says, the idea that the systematical isn't original to Hinduists, Buddhists, or Nietzsche's. It was also part of an ancient Egypt, Mayan, Aztec, and Greek belief system. In fact, we subsequently believe time as systematical. Just look at the structure of a clock.
You saying it just as bad as I would.
No, I wasn't. We're going to put the words up there so they know exactly what it was, just to know that you were saying them wrong. Another one of my favorite explanations of why we might be experiencing deja vu is the theory that there is parallel universes colliding with each other. Perhaps people are feeling the presence of another version of themselves close by.
I read so quietly.
I'm reading how you should be reading.
You're reading like...
and you're
Like a little
reading
church mouse.
You're reading like, or maybe the increase of deja vu is similar of the singularity. That's how you're reading. It's
Yeah, I could read like that, but bro, you like reading like a little church mouse.
No, I'm not. Or maybe the increase of deja vu is a symptom of singularity. The theory that all timelines are beginning to merge into one.
I believe that first one where it says the parallel universes.
Yeah.
I think that would be, for me, that makes the most sense, because like they said, it's like infinite universes and shit like that. So it would make the most sense for something to be happening at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because bro, it's an infinite amount of times this shit can happen, so why not happen at the exact same time? And you and your, like, it's like you and your bro is on the same page, and then like boom, at that moment you can see exactly what they're doing and they can see exactly what you're doing. So
Whatever.
and at that same moment y'all both are doing the exact same thing, so that would make the most sense to me. Probably not nobody else, but to me that makes the most sense.
Right. Alright, so the next one is, some people believe we are not limited to 3 dimensions. Rather, we are multi-dimensional spirits existing in many planes of existence at once. Perhaps you are in tune with your higher self who already knows what's coming. Regardless of the real answer, it's fun to speculate and even more fun living in such a strange and exciting times. Would love to know what other people's thoughts are on this, but always thank you for reading. Once again, that's at Nick Hinton.
Bro, to me, I feel like that all the rest of the theories can make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I actually read into it a little bit more.
Yeah, and like really looked into it.
But I feel like that the one where the parallel universes is like, it makes the most sense to me. Like I don't see anything else happening that would make deja vu happen. Because bro, it really be just hitting you out of nowhere. You're like, bro, when the fuck did this happen? Like, what, like?
Or like, I feel like deja vu happens too in like experiences that are like not so well too. Like somebody like, and I know it sounds crazy, but like somebody dies, or like so you get into a car accident or something, like you seen it happening and then boom, it happened.
That typically people say your life flashes before your eyes.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Your life flashed before your eyes when you actually like, when you almost die. So like, let's say you're about to fall off the fucking roof. Your life just flashed before your eyes. But what I'm saying is like, you just had you thought that you were like seeing this before, maybe in a dream. You dreamed like somebody got shot and you were in a grocery store, and then boom, you're in that same grocery store that you dreamed about, somebody really gets shot. Like, that's deja vu.
Bro, and you know what bothers me?
What?
You know, like, for me, I can't just get over it. Like, I can't just get over the deja vu. I'll be like, where the fuck did I see this at? Like, I'm so, like, where did I see this at? This happened. Like, where did this happen at? And it's stuck with me all day. Like, I was like, bro, where did this happen at? And it's gonna bother me that I can't figure out when this happened. Because I was like, there's no way I had on this exact same outfit. I was doing the exact same thing at this time of day.
Right.
Another day. Like,
right.
There's no way possible this was happening.
Right. Yeah, it's different. Like, it's just a really different type of like feeling, you know.
I also use, like I say, like what you just said. I usually chalk it up to like, bro, I've probably seen this in a dream. But I was like,
yeah.
But there's also something saying like, people can't, like, humans are not like physically capable to like basically make up shit for themselves. Like they can't make it up. Like,
yeah, I was reading about something like that. Like, an article I was reading was like your mind, not that these things have happened before, but these things were like going to happen. Like, that's how your mind is set up. Like,
yeah.
For each thing to happen next accordingly. Like, you die when your timeline is supposed to, you know? That
What?
type of thing. Like, you die when your timeline is supposed to, so they give you a timeline.
Like your
life.
mind, or
Yeah, and your body, like,
so
your organs, your heart, all that stuff.
So this is all contributed to the mind.
Yeah.
So your mind basically was like, all right, I already know when you about to die, but I'm gonna keep showing you all this shit until you die.
Yeah. Like, I already know you're gonna have cancer and die, type shit.
This is what you were reading, or that's what you feel? you feel that your body already knows what it's gonna go through.
Based off of what I read.
Oh, based off of what you
But
read.
it's not really how I feel. It's
That's
what the
that's
vibes that I was getting from that article.
no, that's what I was asking. Like, is that how you felt also?
Oh, no, I don't really feel that way.
I was like, bro, that's kind of fucked up. If your mind already know you about to die soon, and it's not alerting you in no way possible.
No, I don't personally feel that way, but based off of what I read, that's what I was feeling as if I was supposed to interpret out of it.
I don't know. Like, what is like the most weirdest like deja vu that you had? Like,
The most weirdest deja vu I've ever had was, I don't know really. Like I can't really recall right now. What about you?
I had one when I was working at Dish.
Yeah.
I had and this is how I knew this was some bullshit. Like, this is how I knew this was bullshit. I ain't never been to Philly before that, so I know damn well this has never happened.
Right.
But I remember being there somehow. Like, I remember being in like the Dish code. Like, I'm with the dudes that I was with. Like, with my roommate, I was like, I remember his face.
Right.
Like, I like very faintly remember his face, but I was like, I've never seen him a day in my life before this. Like, he lives in a whole different state. Like, I've never seen this nigga ever, and I clearly remember this whole situation. Like, us going to the mall, all of that. Like, I remember all of it. I don't, but I was like, I've never seen, or me driving on the thruway, and I was like, I don't go to Utica. Like, bro, when the last time I went to Utica? Like, when I was like 12. Like, I don't, bro, and I wasn't driving, so I know this couldn't, like, it's just like at that point somebody else in the universe has to be doing that exact same thing for that to happen. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way else like that it can happen. That's just for me though.
Yeah, definitely.
What was the other ones he was saying?
They're all gone.
Go back up. Latest. Click down on the thread. Wrong one. Here, go to top. And click
This?
the arrow. Click it. The left side though. Cause you better make the which search thing come down. Alright, fuck these fucking Macs. You can see all that.
Alright, well,
I don't
let's
think,
go
bro,
through-
you keep kicking the thing.
I'm sorry. Let's go through this.
Well, that's even if it's the right one.
I'm gonna just go up and see.
If it is, nah, that's hacking the Matrix. That could be a different one. That'd be fire though.
Well, we can do that one another time.
But yeah, I personally feel like deja vu it's BS and it's real at the same time. Like, it's BS and it's real at the same time. Like, there should be no reason I'm remembering this, but how am I remembering this?
Right, like it's really cool that that's happening. Like I'm obviously remembering it for a reason.
Do you think it's like any like significance to that moment? Like for you to be like remembering this or having like a faint memory of it, like do you think there's any significance to it? Like,
Yeah, I do. I think there's a reason why it's happening. There's a reason why I'm remembering this moment. Like, no matter what the moment is, it could be the best thing, it could be the worst thing, like it could be awkward, it could be horrible, like whatever it is, it's happening for a reason. There's a reason why I'm remembering this. Like, do I believe it's already happened? No.
so you don't believe that it's happened, but this is like the moment is being highlighted because it had some significance.
Yeah, like it's like not a flashback, because like it didn't happen before, but it's like a
In the moment foreshadow, like you can see it, but it's not happening later. It's like happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that. It don't make sense.
It doesn't, because it's not. Because I guess like the definition of deja vu is like it's happened before, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's happened, but I believe it's happened? No, but I believe like it's just like an instant like significance. Like this might not have happened, but there's a reason why you're thinking that it's happened.
But I don't understand why me going into the oven, taking chicken nuggets out the oven and putting them on the stove is so significant. Like was I hungry?
Or it could have just been like, okay, you're in your new apartment.
But this wasn't even at the new apartment. This was at my parents' house. Like when I was living with them, like bro, me going like this, taking it out the oven, putting it on the stove. Why was that significant?
I thought you had that memory here.
Nah, but I don't really.
I
didn't really.
telling me that.
I haven't actually had too many deja vus since we've been living here. Maybe nothing really significant is really happening. Like,
I don't have them that often.
Bro, I used to think when I used to live with my parents, bro, I used to have them a lot. Like, I'm like, bro, why the fuck have I seen this? Like, why have I seen Kiera dragging Deja across the floor? Like, why have I seen that before? I should have never seen that. But yeah, like, I feel like it could hold some significance, but not really. Like,
yeah,
it could. I don't know, man. It's like, it's such a weird thing to think about. Like, it's like, why? Like, first of all, I want to know who this higher power is. We need to talk because I want to know why you doing that. Why you making me remember stuff I don't remember?
Exactly.
Why you making me remember stuff, bro? It don't make no sense. Why are you trying to make it make sense too by making us think about it?
Exactly. Like it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Like that's like I don't know what else don't make sense, but it makes sense.
Let's see. What else doesn't make sense, but it makes sense?
Like you be like when somebody like initially tells you it, you like what? But then you be like, yeah, I get it. like I don't want to sound like one of those people, but like when somebody like explains God or something like that, or like a higher power, you be like,
what?
huh? But then you be like, yeah, how else would this get here? Like
especially when they're like really passionate about it. Like that's one thing that it's just like their theory or their twist to whatever they're passionate about. You know what I mean? So they're trying to convince you that this is the way that you should be looking at it. But you already don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to convince you, and you might have like a little like impression of it, like you might know a little bit about it, like a detail or whatever. But when they try to give you this twist, it's like, and they're passionate, you're just like, what? Like who the fuck? Like, no. That's how I look at it.
I say yeah. God is one of those things that makes sense, but it don't make sense. Like
right.
It makes a hell of a lot of sense, but then you be like, what? Like if
huh?
like okay, so like say if like God wasn't a thing, somebody randomly came up to you and was like, yeah, there's somebody that you can't see, but he's there, and he created all this, or she created all this, but you would never see them.
Exactly.
But you feel that they're there, but they're not. You think like. You look like, nigga, what?
Like, excuse me?
But then for me, like, that's very, like, you be like, explain.
Like, where's your reliable source on this one?
Like, yeah, explain this to me. Like, because me, I'll be interested in somebody that had crazy, and I feel like you shouldn't call crazy people crazy.
You don't think?
Because some people, like, they don't necessarily be crazy. It's just some people don't understand where they're coming from.
Like, what do you mean? Like, give me an example on that.
You had to be, people must have had to think Jesus was crazy when he came up talking about, I'm the son of God. Like, you had to think that this nigga's crazy. Like, until this nigga made that ass drop dead and picked that ass back up. Like, like, the only way it makes sense. Like, that's the only way it makes sense. Like, now I'm the son of God. Like,
I guess.
Like, that's the only way it makes sense. Like, but like also with the deja vu, the only way it makes sense is because somebody tell them like, yeah, this situation happened, but you've never seen it. But eventually you have seen it, but it happens right then in that moment and you can never come back to it again.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's a thing that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense at the same time.
But I also feel like with deja vu, you get those moments where you're like, okay, did I see it? Like, you may not have ever saw it.
Exactly.
And it may just be like a unknown, like, you might just think that it's a possibility, or you saw something similar.
Yeah, that's what I was always saying. I was like, man, it must have been something similar. But I was like, bro, I rarely wear the same thing a whole bunch of times. How many times I would go to fucking Wingstop? Like, never. But somehow I remember having this outfit on, like, or wearing these particular shoes, or seeing this particular person at this moment. Like,
right.
It's just weird to me how it happens that way. But
yeah,
I feel like anybody that has, what's that? What the hell?
I don't know how that.
You called somebody?
No, I didn't mean to.
Now they gonna call you back.
Oh my God.
All I heard, hello? Bro, no, low key, that just scared me. Cause I was like, who the fuck said hello?
You scared of those conspiracy theories?
Nah, bro. Nah, that first one I did by myself, I ain't gonna hold you too much. I was in this bitch by myself reading. Reading that, bro.
Yeah, you're hilarious.
It was pitch black in this bitch. Every light was off. Bro.
Oh, you needed me.
I ain't say all that.
Yes, you did.
Bro, after I got done with that video, I went right to the room and waited till that. I waited till somebody came home.
Me.
I was like, bro, slip my woman come, that's coming for that ass first. Naya was not playing. She said, bro, Naya did not want to go to the bathroom after that Black Eyed Children. She did not want to go downstairs.
She was fucking scared.
Naya was terrified. But this is not something that's scary, though, so.
Yeah, this is, like, very...
But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have anything that ever happened to you, like, that you like, dang, I remember that, but it never actually happened? Because I know I had that shit all the time. For me personally, I have it all the time. I don't know why. Maybe the moment is just exciting and I'm not, maybe, you know what? It can actually be at this, for me, I feel like when I have deja vu, it's something always good happening. Like, at Dish, it was me, I just got a new job, like, and this job was about to pay me hella bread.
Right.
And with Utica, I was on my way back from Utica, so that means I was coming home, so I was happy when it happened. When I took them chicken nuggets out the oven, I was about to eat. Is deja vu really, like, the peak of happiness? Like, is it true? Like, is deja vu like the peak of happiness, and like at this moment your body is just taking super control, and you're like basically having like this out of body feeling? Like,
I don't know, man.
That's what it sounded like to me. You're having an out of body feeling that you cannot explain at the moment. Like, it is like overwhelming. So you're imagining that you're seeing this.
Okay.
And you come back to reality for that glimpse second. Like, you're just like, bro, this is amazing. Like, I get to go dip these nuggets.
That's deep.
I get to go dip these nuggets and barbecue
that
sauce.
That is deep.
And I get to go to sleep for the next couple of hours with no worries. But let me know if you guys had any weird deja vus. She can't explain none of her deja vus because she sucks.
He sucks.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you guys ever comment. But this has been another episode of Conspiracy Creeps. I'm Daybran.
I'm Aaliyah.
You can follow her at her social medias at
Camber99. That's my Instagram and my Twitter. And for Aaliyah _ and my last name Camber is my Snapchat.
Alright, you guys know me. This has been another episode of Conspiracy Creeps. I slaughter that every time. Conspiracy Creeps. We shall see you guys next week.